And it's Ken Kreitzer for Cam Vets Media. We are in New Orleans at the scene of the Battle of New Orleans in the War of 1812, actually 1814. And we ran into a West Point student, a former West Point student who is our historian for today, describing the battle, Charles Chesnutt.
Hello.
Charles, great to see you. What is it like just telling the story of the Battle of New Orleans?
This is a great job. So I was a lawyer for several years, and I practiced law for a while, and I decided I'd rather be happy, so I quit. And now I run the historical tours for one of the riverboats in New Orleans. We stop here at the battle on a daily basis, and when the Rangers aren't here, as they're not now because of the shutdown, I do the narration. Tell the story of the Battle of New Orleans here on the battlefield. This is a fantastic job. Even when it's hot, I really do enjoy it. I like working outside, I like being around people, and I like telling stories.
And you described the leadership of General Andrew Jackson, a future president, defending against a heavily armed British force, and had tremendous implications that the army of General Jackson was able to defend New Orleans at this battle.
He was very pragmatic. So Jackson was willing to take every advantage that he could. While he was setting up the defensive line, he actually got requests from the British officers that the honorable thing to do would be to come out from behind his rampart and his defensive positions and face them in open ground. And he said, no, we know where we are, come and get us. He made alliances with pirates in order to get some of the heavier weaponry, the ship's cannons and the flints and the gunpowder that he needed to defend the city. He was using 2,000 volunteers, which was wonderful, but the willingness to fight is not the same thing as the ability to do so. So his battle plans had to accommodate all of those shifting factors. And the other big issue was that on our side of the line, the Americans, we spoke 7 different languages. So any battle plan had to be incredibly simple, because it had to include people that were not really fully trained soldiers and didn't speak each other's languages. So that's why he picked this exact spot to defend the city, because it was a choke point, and he made the assault on a fixed position extremely difficult for the British. And his unique approach to using absolutely every aspect that he could in order to gain an advantage was one of the reasons that this was, at this point, was the most one-sided defeat that the British had ever suffered, and would have been the most one-sided defeat if not for the charge of the Light Brigade, where several decades later, where they were all massacred. But this still stands out as one of the most one-sided defeats that the British Empire ever suffered.
Charles, you mentioned that you left West Point due to a medical condition.
Yeah, I've got a bad heart. I can't. I was able to kind of hold on for a while, but I can't run. I have Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, and when I run, my heart rate goes above 200 beats per minute, and you can't function. And
sure.
So that they said at the end of my 3rd year, they said no, and that was it.
Well, you served at West Point. What was West Point? What was the experience? What did you study there?
Oh, I was a history major. I enjoyed my time. I enjoyed studying history very much. After I left the academy, I got a degree in history from the University of Texas, and then I went to law school, hiked the Appalachian Trail twice, studied international law at Oxford, practiced law, decided I'd rather be happy, and moved to New Orleans. That's
Absolutely. It. And tell us, you're on the today. We're taking the tour on the Creole Queen.
The Creole Queen is the boat. Yeah, it's one of the riverboats here in New Orleans, and it's a wonderful little trip. It's a 2.5-hour round trip, and it's especially when the weather is beautiful. It is a wonderful little trip on the river. And speaking of, we're going to have to kind of mosey on our way back there because
Absolutely.
I've got to go.
Charles Chesnutt, great to see you, and a really great job telling us the story of the Battle of New Orleans today.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Great to see you. Ken Kreitzer for Cam Vets Media.